Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. This is your coach, Mr. Magnifico. We are now looking at Module 2, Lesson 2. And our objective today is to estimate. We're going to estimate multi-digit products. And what is a product? A product is the answer of a multiplication. So now we have two numbers, which is again two products. And we are going to round them. Now, you can round them to the tens place or the hundreds place. In this case, I think rounding to the hundreds place is the best. So, just to remember a little bit about rounding, if you're going to round the 600, we know that the 600 is close to two numbers, correct? So, if we've been doing this in class, so this number 697 is between 600 and 700, and the midpoint is 650. So if we look at this number, we know that this is 697 is closer to the 700s. So we're going to round this number to 700. Now we're going to round the 80. So 82, we can round that one to the nearest 10. So we know that the first 10 is 80 because it's 82, and the next 10 it will be 90. Now the midpoint will be 85, and we know that 82 is below 85. So we will be rounding this number to 80. Now this is very important to know because rounding is going to be around for a while, so make sure you get the hang of it. So now we are going to round. So we round 697 to 700 and 82 to 80. So we're going to rewrite the multiplication now. We're not going to write 697 times 82. We're going to multiply now the rounded number. So 700 times 80. Okay, so that's one way to do it. We're going to write it down, and we can convert this in unit form so it will be easier. So 700, so that we can write that in this way. Actually, I'm going to write it below it. So it's going to be 700s times 8 tens. Okay, so when you do this, it's a lot easier to multiply. If you see, we can multiply 7 times 8 equals 56. So that will be your answer, and I'm going to write it below. So 56 will be the answer. Now we got to multiply hundreds and tens. Now if you remember your place value chart, when you multiply hundreds and tens, that means that you're going to multiply this, the value of this is 100 and the value of this is 10. When you multiply those two numbers, that's going to yield the number of 1000. So 100 times 10 equals 1000. So it's going to be times 1000. And just to be sure, make sure if you look at the zeros, you have 1, 2, 3, and the product has 1, 2, 3. So far so good. Now when we multiply this, it's going to be 6 times 1 equals 56 times 1000. Actually that will be times 1000 will be how many zeros? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and that will be your answer. Okay, now we're going to use the distributive property for the next problem. So I want you to pay attention closely. Now we're going to rewrite the same way, 700 times 80. And this is one method. That means one way to solve the problem. And this is method number 2. Either or, whatever you prefer, it's good for you to use. So now we know that this number 700 can be decomposed into 7 times 100, and we'll still have the multiplication symbol there, And now we know that this 80 can be written as 80 times 10. So this is what you call the distributive property. You separate decompose the numbers. Now we're gonna do a little something more fancier than this. Now we're gonna use the distributive property. No, this is gonna be the commutative property, because in multiplication the numbers can move places. So we are going to place together the 7 times 8 times. Now our next group that we're going to multiply together is going to be the 100 times 10. As you can see, this is very similar to the top, because right here we have 1000 and right here we have 56. So 7 times 8 equals 56 times 100 times 10 equals 1000. And when you multiply 56 times 1000 equals 56,000. So now we can answer the question. The question was, we have to estimate this number, 797 times 82. When we estimated that number, so we're going to rewrite the number, is going to be in this manner. So it's going to be 697 times 82. When we round it, it's going to be about. This symbol means about. And about is going to be about 56,000. And notice now the product is always greater than the factors. Remember that. My friends, watch this video again. There are two ways in which you can solve this multiplication problem by estimating. Signing out, your coach, Mr. Magnifico.